What is up everybody, my name is Redemptionist and welcome back to another video. So today is definitely a very different video than we used to in this channel, because today we are gonna react this video by Redemptionist, and he also commented on one of my community posts that I will show you in the end of this video. Also, just want to let you guys know that this video we are about to react to, there will be some swears in it, which I'm gonna try to blur them as much as I can. Anyways, without wasting you guys' time, let's go into the video. Whoa. Okay, why did the video start like having a scary music?
In any given month, we have about 3.3 million people cranking their dicks, cranking their little ding dongs to Roblox porn. That's a statistic we're not proud of, and one we're trying to work on.
Okay, this man's just tapping. Oh, what's that?
R63. What is R63?
I think that's an obvious answer what it is.
At first glance, it may appear to be straightforward, and well, if only that was the case.
I mean, even if you just search in Google, you'll have one.
R63 is something that has been around longer than you think, and it has invaded many parts within the Roblox community. Today, I wish to do a deep dive into this strange and provocative subject matter that revolves around the platforms of both YouTube and Roblox. Due to R63's NSFW nature, the Roblox community has never had a liking towards such content, hence why drama is very prevalent. Not just because of the content posted on YouTube, but also that R63 creators have been exposed for their awful behavior and letting minors have access to NSFW material on their Discord servers. With that comes criticism that have made some R63 creators leave YouTube entirely. Not to mention the crisis that happened in Roblox
quit YouTube if I get exposed to something else.
Bypassing R63 models by hiding them in gray boxes.
Yep, seen them before.
The Game Engine's toolbox with NSFW models. With that, there have been various games which have been influenced by such explicit material. Join me as we explore this rabbit hole that is R63.
Okay, I like this man intro. Really smooth editing too. I like it. Okay, is this man having flashbacks or something?
God damn it. Stop posting about R63. I ain't even fucking lie. And I'm jealous. Look at these fucking views. You won't be clicking anything.
Sorry, bruh. That video was just too good, bruh.
Man, I ain't trying to pay in college. Man.
For starters, why call it R63?
Because it's
Most
Roblox
of you
related?
might recognize R63 as Rule 63, which is an internet rule that just means for every given male character, there's a female version of that character,
Then
and
that means
vice
it would
versa.
still relate to
To make
Roblox.
it clear, when I say R63, I won't be referring to Rule 63 unless I specify otherwise. In the Roblox community, when people mention R63, it's mainly this type of content.
I mean, if you search like
With that said,
R63 in
how
YouTube,
did
the
this all
first thing it will
start?
just show
The
just
origins
about
of
Roblox, to be
R63
honest.
are mostly unknown. It's difficult to pinpoint when or even what inspired many content creators to make R63 videos.
Because they
The
just
first
wanted
mention
to.
of R63 that I could find was a post created on August 29th, 2020 by a user named Sir Pammy on the A Bizarre Day wiki. This post got quite a bit of attention, but there's one
More
commenter
attention than
that
me
has some
getting
interesting
no attention
info,
at school.
which I'm just gonna paraphrase with a theory of mine, because holy hell, this comment's writing is horrible.
Can't tell.
Regardless, I believe this comment right here is a good indicator for giving us R63's origins. Do I really know for sure? Absolutely not.
I was about to say that.
Considering how old this post is, I think that alone is enough to validate these claims to a certain degree. Therefore, I'll try to formulate a theory around this comment.
Why does it feel like this man has made a Fortnite lore video before?
Large grain of salt. R63 started around 2020 in a JoJo's game, and originally it was meant to be the actual Rule 63.
And this is why I do not like anime.
Many people got inspired by these models, and from there, R63 just spiraled out of control. Instead of it mainly being about gender-bent characters, it transformed into the R63 that we know today.
Facts.
That being what some might call Softcore Rule 34.
Can someone explain what is
softcore?
I forgot what it is.
Question at hand. What is R63?
How many times is this man gonna say what is R63? It's Roblox related.
In terms of quality, they are more often than not poorly made. Despite that, it's a relatively popular genre of Roblox content, with some notable figures who focus on these videos having 50,000 and some even reaching 100,000 subscribers.
Huh, then I should make R63 then.
What's special about R63? To answer that, look no further than this female Roblox model right here. Initially, it might not look too different at all.
How is it
This
not
right
too
here
different?
is
It
the
literally is
baseline
different.
Design that R63 models use. What really separates R63 from a typical Roblox model is one big thing.
Which we all know what it is.
The big thing that R63 features with their female characters would of course have to be the...
That sound.
Mommy milkers, big mommy milkers, big huge milkers, and huge big milkies.
Exactly.
Now with that finally out of the way, what is R63 content like? R63 has two general categories for videos: clickbait and memes.
Which we all love about
Firstly,
YouTube.
let's look at the most common of them all, which is clickbait.
What the Walter White doing here? What's he searching? R63? Oh my god, bro.
Guys, heaven is real. And if you don't believe in heaven, guys, you're going to hell.
He got clickbaited.
You're gonna be brutally by 16 autistic clowns. They're gonna pull your skin back.
Why is he so sad?
Salt all over your skin.
What scene is this?
Fucking lava. Believe me, guys. Start believing in heaven. Thank you.
Clickbait has to be the most popular type of R63 content,
And other
with
stuff
the
too,
most
actually.
viewed R63 video being just that. By seeing the thumbnail of an R63 video, one can only imagine how explicit the video might be.
Do we have to guess
In
it?
reality, that couldn't be farther from the truth.
Oh god, not another one of those freaking TikTok videos. Cringe TikTok videos.
This exists. The strange thing about R63 nowadays is that the worst part about it is only the thumbnails, and the videos themselves typically aren't that bad.
Still enjoyable though.
Mind, this isn't always the case, as there are plenty of R63 videos that are very questionable. Memes. Roblox content on YouTube is no stranger to taking a popular meme and just recreating it in Roblox
No,
Studio.
what does he have to show that?
R63 is much the same way, except the memes they usually recreate are, of course, explicit in nature.
In nature,
Examples
yeah, sure.
including the stuck meme.
What the?
Milk meme? What? What? What the hell is a milk meme? Oh, thank you, my female friend, for
Imagine
making
if
this
it's
glass
not a
of
female.
milk for me. Why does this taste like cum? Or, on some occasions, they might take a generally non-suggestive meme, but twist it in a weird and perverted way.
Pervert, you say? Oh, I know Shuiz. I hope he talks about him
With
later in the
everything that
video.
I've talked about in regards to R63, I'm sure that I've gotten the message through to you on why this content is just plain bad. But What if I told you that R63 used to be worse?
Never
Back
thought
in
of
the
that.
day, the amount of leeway R63 creators were allowed to get away with in terms of making their content as NSFW as possible, all because Roblox models were being used, was just insane.
Oh my god.
Eventually, that would all change. This is evident not only by YouTube finally taking action, but also the amount of R63 YouTubers who had their channels terminated or privated their videos.
I knew he was gonna talk about
Infamous
this, to be
example of
honest.
this would have to be Crimson Leaf, now known as Hachi, is a YouTuber who started making R63 content during
Wait,
its
so
rise in
Hachi is the first person to
popularity
make
and had a
R63
large amount of
videos?
videos towards such content. Today, the channel is a husk of its former self, as he most likely deleted most of his videos in fear of his channel being terminated.
I'll be scared too, to be
As
honest.
I alluded to previously, YouTube would take action against this sort of content by updating their policies around September of 2022. This policy change is the cause for R63 being a lot more tame than it was previously.
I can guess that.
Despite it not removing R63 entirely, since it's obvious that the purpose of this content is meant to be NSFW, at least it's a step forward, and it finally establishes a line that R63 creators shouldn't cross if they don't want to face any consequences.
Let's be honest, we all hate
All in
consequences.
all, that's R63 content here on YouTube. Hopefully, I've painted a clear picture of how provocative and unfunny these videos are.
Some is funny,
However,
some is not,
they
so he
still
got a
do
point.
get popular, only because they exploit the viewer's interest with having a very questionable thumbnail. Yet the content itself is mostly mundane. Therefore, it's no surprise that R63 would naturally be controversial. Which leads me to talk about the creators who make this content.
Please talk about
Specifically,
shoeies.
those who have a lot of drama behind them.
Ooh, we're going to the dramas, eh? Okay, let's see this.
Drama appears to be very common within the R63 community.
And in
This
real
is,
life.
of course, mainly due to how suggestive these videos are and the heavy reliance on clickbait to get views. Therefore, it shouldn't come as a surprise that those who make R63 animations are just as, if not more, controversial as the content they produce.
I mean, it's just
Now,
how they
I
do.
wish to talk about a select few R63 creators who are considered to be very problematic, such as those who,
Is that
in a
Shoeiz?
special
Please tell me
case,
that's Shoeiz.
are massive degenerates, and even those who have been bullied off the internet.
Which
Although,
a lot of people have been bullied
there is
off the
one
internet.
figure who is quite significant within the R63 community that I'd like to talk about first. That being Shoeiz.
Yes, I'm so glad that this man picked Shoeiz the first one.
Shoeiz has to be by far the most infamous R63 creator. This is because Shoeiz alone is who I'd argue to be the embodiment of everything wrong with R63.
I mean, he does make
He began
R63,
making
but
content
you
around
didn't need to say that.
2020, and it wouldn't be until 2021 when he would start making R63 videos. His content, much like other R63 creators, is just as explicit and clickbaity.
I like clickbait videos.
Except, Shoeiz isn't just known as an R63 creator on YouTube. No. What really gave him such a negative reputation is both his Twitter and Discord server.
May or
While
may
his
not
content
be
on
in it.
YouTube is at worst very suggestive. What you'll find instead on his Twitter and Discord server is straight up porn.
Yeah,
Which
I've
he'd
seen it
promote
before.
both of these in the description of his videos, funneling his audience, which is significantly made up of minors, from his R63 content to NSFW material. And I don't assume
Yeah.
his audience is mainly made up of minors just because his content revolves solely around Roblox. Matter of fact, I point this out because there are plenty of people calling him out for this very thing.
I would do that if I
Including
was
proof
whoever the
that in
person
the
is
NSFW
called
channel
Mary.
of Shoeiz's Discord server, people would openly say their ages. You'd think that if Shuiz had even bare minimum standards for morality, he'd make at least somewhat of an attempt to better moderate his server.
Discord moderators.
Yeah, obviously not. According to one person who joined his server, it was incredibly easy to get access to the NSFW channel.
Honestly, every single NSFW server's Discord I know is so easy to access the freaking NSFW section.
And well, simply put, he just does not care. Although, there were people who did care. And that would be Roblox themselves.
Or the person who talks
Believe
too
it or
much.
not, Roblox would take notice of Shuiz's wrongdoings and would actually ban his main account.
Probably
This
many
is,
times.
of course, due to the fact that not only Shuiz, but R63 creators as a whole make their animations on Roblox's own game engine, Roblox Studio.
That's what
in
they
which
used to make
Roblox prohibits the
R63.
making of explicit material in their terms of service. With Shuiz finally getting his comeuppance, you'd think this would hinder him in some way.
I do think
Not
so.
even in the slightest. As soon as he got banned, he immediately created a new account and a new group as well.
We'll do the same, not gonna
There
lie.
is an effort, or I should say, was an effort, to get Shuiz off the platform. This
That's
is
what they
thanks
say
to
always.
Ruben Sim
They
on
always
the
come
Mod
back.
for Dummies Twitter account, raising awareness that Shuiz is still operating on Roblox, linking his aforementioned account and group.
Okay, I'm just gonna be real with you guys. Even if I'm banned from Discord or Roblox, I'm just gonna make a new account, just enjoy, you know, the things that I do again.
Yo ass is about to be beaten! Unfortunately, nothing came of this, and both his account and group are still up to this day.
I don't care, to be honest.
Yet, it doesn't end there, as Shuiz would get himself into another controversy.
His name is Shuiz for a reason.
It would come from Shuiz's ex-co-owner for his Discord server, known as Cynthia.
AKA a woman.
Cynthia would reach out to another YouTuber by the name of Gone Fishing. There, on his server, she would go into detail about her relationship with Shuiz. According to her, she was in a bad place when she met Shuiz,
Which
who
we all
she
know
would
it's a
become
mistake.
best friends with, and eventually a co-owner to his server. While she was friends with Shuiz, she would experience unwarranted ridicule from Shuiz and his other friends. This over time broke Cynthia, which would lead her to gather evidence of Shuiz's poor behavior.
Is she a spy agent now?
Firstly, she
God dang.
talked about her experiences being the co-owner of Shuiz's server, and how it disgusted her seeing an influx of minors being exposed to NSFW material, watching them get addicted to it, with some going as far as to talk about sex, and some even taking it to DMs to... yeah.
Well, I'm glad I blurred that out.
With Cynthia being trans herself, she would face a lot of scrutiny because of it, including from Shuiz. But Shuiz didn't just pick on Cynthia alone. No, he'd go as far as to express his disdain towards trans people throughout his entire server.
It's got to me
on
too,
multiple
because I'm
occasions has
homophobic.
insulted trans people, and even had a trans flag that was burning.
Respect.
Not to mention the casual use of homophobic slurs to top it all off. Thirdly, she talked about a couple things regarding Shuiz's past, such as how Shuiz began making Roblox Rule 34 around 2016 or 2017.
Damn, the
According
old
to
days.
Cynthia, this would make him around 11 years old. Jesus Christ. Speaking of age, Shuiz's age has always been speculated all the way back in 2021 when he started gaining notoriety. It was certain he was a minor, but Cynthia would clear this up herself by saying he's currently 16.
Which I am in 1
A
month.
minor exposing other minors to NSFW content. Lovely.
Good job, Shuiz.
She mentions that Shuiz would make rape jokes towards other women. To my knowledge, she didn't provide proof of Shuiz saying something like this in particular. Despite that, I do believe that he has without a doubt made these jokes. This is mainly coming from my own bias, which isn't unwarranted at all.
It could be
Keep
fake,
in
it could be
mind
real, you
everything
never
that I
know.
showed you about Shuiz, and thinking he'd joke about that sort of thing to anybody he wants to wouldn't be so far-fetched at all. Although, we do have proof that he has made some creepy comments such as this one right here.
That doesn't seem
Lastly,
right.
something that's worth noting is that Cynthia urged anyone to let someone by the name of Roxa
I think I know
about
who's
Shuiz's
Roxa.
actions. A Twitter user who goes by the name of Marie actually attempted to let Roxa know about what Shuiz has done.
I hate
Now,
to judge this,
how
but
did
Mari
Roxa
or
respond to
Mary?
this? By blocking Marie. Yeah, that response totally makes you look good. This shouldn't come off as a surprise because Roxa herself has a bit of a shady past. More specifically, she was the girlfriend of GDI.
Oh, yeah, now I do remember.
She ended up cheating on GDI with her ex and emotionally abusing him afterwards. She even went
Okay.
as far as to twist the narrative by painting herself as the victim by saying that GDI was lying about her. In the end, she deleted her tweets referencing this whole thing when it was found out what she really did. That says a lot about her, doesn't it?
It does
Going
actually.
back to Shuiz, there are some pieces of evidence that point towards both him and Roxa being well acquainted with each other. Roxa follows Shuiz on Twitter, and even being friends with Shuiz on his own ban-evaded Roblox account.
This is gonna go horrible,
Shuiz
isn't it?
also says that he's a part of Roxa's private server. To make things look even worse for Roxa, Shuiz would say that both of them were thinking about being in a relationship, but they want to wait.
I wonder why.
I wonder why they both want to wait.
Exactly.
So it seems that this relationship between these two is gonna have to stay strictly platonic for a multitude of reasons. But hey, at least he's putting himself out there.
True,
After
true.
all, he has cemented himself as a creator of Roblox NSFW material, which I have no doubts that plenty of women would find that attribute very attractive.
It says
If
it
he
all
were
on
to
that
put
gameplay.
himself out there again, he'll most likely find success. I should clarify that Cynthia came out with all this info after she went to Gone Fishing, who
I
made
don't
a
get it.
video with said information against Shuiz. To wrap things up, I should show you the interactions between her and Shuiz after the fact. Here, she would criticize him for his awful behavior, and in the Shuiz fashion that we're familiar with, he doesn't take what she says seriously at all.
Like a kid not listening to its mother.
Change when she would tell Shuiz that she's making her experiences with him public, along with his other wrongdoings. This would lead Shuiz to respond in the most asinine way possible.
What the frick is
Using
asinine?
methods such as manipulation by saying there will be unforeseen consequences, how he thought of her as a good person but was wrong, how this might hurt other people when he knows damn well that this will only affect him.
Lots of people
Belittling her
experience
by
this
calling
actually.
her an attention whore, a hypocrite, selfish, and hideous. Worst of
Whoa,
all, he
okay,
would try to
those
downplay
words,
his
though.
own actions by at first recognizing what he did was wrong, and then immediately afterwards make some lazy excuse to justify his actions. In
Relatable.
this particular screenshot, this is him trying to defend himself from what he said in regard to the age of consent, and he didn't even try to make this intelligible whatsoever. On a side note, I love how he says right here that he tried to be reasonable with Cynthia. You call this and this being reasonable. What a joke.
It's called excuses.
Now,
Hey, look, it's that
let's look at
waffle.
something that's generally hidden. Something that you wouldn't have guessed at first sight. This requires me to bring up one person in particular. ZZ.
I don't know who that is, but
those who
he
aren't
looks
aware,
weird.
ZZ is a pedophile. ZZ, a 20-year-old, was caught being in a relationship with a 15-year-old while simultaneously being in another relationship with someone by the name of Mugen.
Mugen,
Afterwards,
or like
Mugen would
mugger.
spread the word of what ZZ has done, including some others too, in the form of tweets and documents as well.
Whoever made
Yet,
that document
what if I
needs
told
to make
you
100
I'm
essays.
just getting started. ZZ wasn't just seeing one minor, he would also send pictures of himself, such as his thighs.
Did someone say thighs?
As well. As word began to spread, ZZ would attempt to dox Mugen and even try to convince others that he was groomed by him. He made remarks about raping a child. There were people who defended ZZ, one of which, Wizard, made a video calling out Mugen, but he eventually had to walk back on it when the evidence of ZZ's guilt was becoming more irrefutable.
We'll do the same.
He went as far as to create a game where there's an NPC you can talk to, and it goes into detail about one of his victims by name. And to top it all off, ZZ publicly announced that he has collected nearly 60 gigabytes of Roblox porn.
Hey yo, give us some, bruh. Wait, what?
I have only scratched the surface. The reason why I bring all this up is to further emphasize how awful this person is. But, could you imagine that Shuiz, despite knowing what he has done, still calls this guy his friend?
Closest friend or just friends?
Discord server where he would commission people to make porn of his avatar. Perhaps this is where these two met? I don't know.
Maybe.
Regardless, Mugen would reach out to Shuiz and show him evidence of ZZ's condemnable actions and urging him to cease contact with him. But do you want to know what Shuiz's reaction to all this was? I don't think he's a pedo. What? Yeah.
What?
He does not get. This ended up going nowhere for Mugen, and it appears that
Whoa,
Shuiz
okay
is fine
there.
with ZZ
That's a blur.
Despite what he has done. Well, actually, Shuiz did make a tweet that denounces ZZ, so it does seem that Shuiz got the message, right?
No.
Of course not.
Yeah.
While ZZ is most likely no longer on Shuiz's server, it's secretly known that ZZ is in a server called Bead. Now, how do we know that ZZ is here? Well, he's right here.
I can see that.
Of course, I'm aware that there needs to be more evidence than that for this to be believable. First off, the ZZ here mentions a game called Ultra Kill. It's worth noting that ZZ has a YouTube channel where he has made a couple Ultra Kill videos on it.
That looks like a Doomslayer game.
One of the administrators made remarks about how someone calling themselves ZZ is a bad idea.
Wait, if I
Not
call
only
myself
that, but he also
ZZ, then
mentions
a lot of people
Mugen
gonna
a
hate
couple
me?
times as well. Lastly, Shuiz is also right here. Here, we can see both of them having a little conversation. It's absolutely baffling to see these two not even trying to hide.
Hide
Especially
where?
ZZ.
They got exposed already.
Not only was he outed as a predator, something that I haven't mentioned yet, ZZ's docs is completely viewable on the website Docspin.
If this was made by a hacker, then I hate you, hacker.
As well. This would cause any sane person to leave the internet, or at the very least, go into hiding by going under a different name.
Or you can just say undercover
Here we
Redemp.
see him, still using his same username. Not to mention that this wouldn't be a good look for Shuiz either. Considering that Shuiz does have a remarkable following, you'd think that he'd be more careful to who he's associated with. But no, he does not. Neither of them give whatsoever.
Jeez, this man swears a lot.
That pretty much wraps up Shuiz. As you can tell, this individual has quite the rabbit hole regarding all his shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Now, you can understand why I consider him to be everything wrong with R63.
I mean, still, he's not the only one that creates R63.
Finally stepping in, but more so the creators themselves and their reprehensible behavior.
Which is bad behavior.
Right. So remember when I mentioned that I was going to talk about other R63 creators? Twice to be exact. Well, change of plans.
Wow, I
At
got
first, Me
scammed.
talking about Shuiz was supposed to last only 4 minutes, which didn't end up happening as you can tell. And admittedly, I'm a little burnt out from working on this project.
I mean, understandable, but I think you should change the title.
R63 creators, but I think I've kept you here long enough. Although, I still do plan on talking about these 5 other figures, except it'll be in another video that I will work on immediately after this one.
I'm looking forward to it.
Understand. Without further interruption, let's continue on with the video.
Millions of players are doing the stupidest shit on Roblox. Shitty ass build, shitty ass build, shitty ass build. You can build anything on here, but it will probably be a horrific load of free. Holy shit, is that Mega Miners? Go ahead and play our games. But don't develop an addiction to furry roleplay games, for fuck's sake.
Every game you play on Roblox is powered by Roblox's very own game engine, Roblox Studio.
Obviously.
While this game engine is pretty basic, it's honestly the best way to dip your toes into game development. Not to mention that all my animation skits and cinematic footage was made using this program.
It was actually good.
To say, it's a very useful tool that lets you create anything you want. As long as it doesn't go against Roblox's guidelines, of course. About that,
Please
it's
no.
unknown exactly when these NSFW models began flooding into Roblox Studio. I believe that it most likely occurred right alongside the rise of R63 content on YouTube. The earliest R63 model that I could find was published in May 2021.
So that's the latest.
I think it's safe to assume that there were plenty that came before this one. With that being said, what the hell is this?
A gray box that has a model inside of them.
There's nothing wrong here. It's just a gray box. Well, looks can be deceiving. It's not that the box itself is wrong. More so, it's what's inside the box that is the main issue.
Exactly.
People figured out how to bypass NSFW models by simply putting a gray box over it. Once you spawn one of these in your game, all you needed to do was to delete the gray box and you have full access to the model. It's that simple.
Very
For the
simple.
longest time, Roblox appeared to be completely defenseless in stopping these R63 models from easily being bypassed. It wouldn't be until a year later when Roblox would actually attempt to fix the issue as a whole by censoring the word R63.
Could have done
That's
better.
all well and good, but all these R63 creators had to do was simply upload the models under a different name, which is exactly what they did. By typing in 63, again, you can still find a plethora of NSFW models.
Yep.
So, how is this issue like today? Everybody knows that Roblox has probably the worst moderation team known to man.
Okay, that is just straight up rude.
Ever since the platform first released. Yet, despite how unlikely it may seem, Roblox would somehow fix this issue. If you were to type in 63 today, you'd still come across a bunch of gray boxes.
Okay, I'm
You might
proud
be
of them.
quick to assume that this issue is, in fact, still not fixed. But if you remember what I said earlier, looks can be deceiving.
And it can be trolly.
Yes. The R63 models you'll find nowadays on Roblox Studio are in reality models made by trolls. It's honestly a relief to have all these models here because it shows you just how trash it is.
Oh, I get it.
So, what would even classify as an R63 game? For those who are familiar with many of Roblox's issues, I'm sure you know the platform's history of NSFW games being posted on the site's game page.
Which Roblox isn't the only one.
Example being condo games. Games where people could undress their avatars and do erotic roleplay.
I've joined one before.
You could
Just
call any
don't ask
game
why.
on Roblox that is meant to be NSFW an R63 game. The original meaning of R63 on Roblox is already so far removed that I don't think it matters all that much. When you search for games under the term 63, you'll be greeted with a ton of games that appear to be very suggestive.
Not all of them.
Although, every single one of these R63 games are thankfully just made by trolls.
Yes,
As
thankfully,
what
I
I've
agree.
seen, there doesn't seem to be any legitimate games based off of R63 content on YouTube. It's a bit ironic because with the huge amount of R63 models being published on Roblox Studio, you'd think there would be a noticeable amount of games being made with said models. In reality, that couldn't be farther from the truth. I don't doubt that there had to be at least one game out there that used these explicit models. But whatever method Roblox used to clean up their game engine must have been used to clear up any games using such models.
Oh, oh, okay, that's the end of the video. That ending was kinda anticlimactic, but okay. That video was pretty interesting, to be honest, because like he actually did a very good job on the editing and talking, all that stuff actually. But Redemptionist, you gotta chill with your swear words, buddy. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just my opinion, to be honest. But overall, still a good video. You did a great job on this, Redemptionist. I'm proud of you. Oh, and also for the people that is watching this video right now, I am gonna show you the comments that he left on my community post, which right now. I am not gonna read all of that, but you guys can just pause the video and just read it by yourself. So, you know, feel free to read it. By the way, this Redemptionist guy is like a freaking Keemstar, bro. Just, you know, the way he talks. But hey, Redemptionist, please give me a shout out. One more thing before I end the video. It feels like it's better not to spread information, because just watching the video and seeing like pictures from Twitter and the Discord is possibly like why the internet is going downhill. And no, I'm not saying that you can't, you know, do that or this. It's just I'm afraid that the internet will be a much more of a hellhole, if you get what I mean, which it's already right now, sadly. But anyways, I enjoyed watching the video and hopefully you did as well. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and also subscribe to Redemptionist too if you haven't. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and I will see you guys later.